Do you need a record label to sell music? My name is Tobey from Jazzmentl.com. Thanks for joining me. Musicians typically want their music to get into the hands of listeners, and that means selling CDs, vinyl records, or however you decide to sell your music digitally or whatever. You want to sell more of it. That's kind of the whole point of being a musician, especially a professional musician. So I've got a lot of things that I want to go through in this video, but mainly I'm going to rely on my personal experience after 23 years in the music business on how I sold a lot of music. And you're wondering, was it through a big label or not? When I get to number 4, and I've got 4 things to share with you. When I get to the end, number 4, I'm going to talk about a strategy for selling music from one of your shows. Because I sold 422 CDs once in 10 minutes flat at one of my shows, and you're going to want to know exactly how I did that, and we'll get there in just a bit. All right, today we're talking about whether or not we need a record label in order to sell our own music. I'm pretty sure you have a vested interest in knowing how to actually get your music into the hands of other people. So I've got some really important things I want to share with you. When we get to the end, I'm going to share with you a story on how I sold a lot of CDs in a very short period of time. And that's a formula that you can absolutely take to the bank because it works really, really well. Let's start off with number 1. Number 1 is if you're signed to an independent versus a major label, and how many CDs can they sell? So a major is one of 4. It's EMI, Sony, Universal, and Warner. If you have a recording contract with one of those 4 companies, then congratulations, you have won the lottery because those people have very deep pockets and they have a vested interest in seeing you succeed. So they're going to book tours, they're going to get your record on the radio, and they're just going to help you. And that's what they're supposed to do. That's big business, and they want to make a lot of money off of you. So congratulations. But if you are an independent, that means you're signed to a record label like Arkadia, like I was signed to, or Just in Time Records. So independents are basically, they have an interest in your music, they like your music, but they don't necessarily have a lot of money to sell. So they're going to print your CDs and they're going to get them into stores and they're going to do whatever they can. But they don't have big money for touring and promotions and advertising and things like that. So kind of put that out of your mind. They're going to rely on you actually to sell your music. And that's what they care about. If you have a following and you're out there and you're gigging and touring, that's why you have a recording contract with them, because they know you're working hard at getting your music heard. So you're going to need to know how to do that, and I'm getting there momentarily. The second point that I really wanted to make about independence is that, yes, they like your music, and yes, they want to help promote you, but no, the money that they're going to spend is not necessarily on any marketing, promotion, or touring for that matter. They have a limited budget for that. So what are they going to do exactly? And the answer is they're going to support you. They have connections. They're going to get you maybe into a couple of jazz festivals. They're going to help you with their network of people. And that's really important. So it's a good idea to sign with an independent, but if you think that they're going to help you advertise your music and get it out there, that's not really the way it works. So that means you're going to need to know how to sell music on your own. And I'm getting there, so hang in. Number 3, you absolutely need to perform, you need to tour, and you need to build an audience. If you don't do those things, it's not like you can build a website and put a CD on it and expect anyone to buy it. If they haven't heard you perform, or they haven't heard you on the radio, or they haven't heard you on YouTube, or anywhere, Spotify, CD Now, CD Baby, whatever, they're not interested. They're just not going to come to your website and listen to your music and go, oh, that's great music, I'm going to buy it. That's not really the way it works. People mostly act like fans. Now, I've had some, probably not as many as an A-lister has, but I've had some fans. One particular fan name was Joe Burley. He was a wonderful guy, an older man. And he would show up to every gig that he could show up for. If it was in a 500-mile radius, he would be there. And if I had a new CD to sell, he would buy it because he was a fan and he loved spending time in and around me and my musicians, and he just loved to be in that atmosphere. He was a jazz aficionado. a lover of jazz. Actually, he had a great saying. He said, if you have good food, good friends, and great music, then you've got it made in life, which I think is a great philosophy. But that's what you need if you want to sell more music. You need more fans like Joe Burley. And I wish that you could get one, because those are great fans. They hang around because they enjoy you, they enjoy your music, and they love the atmosphere. And that's what you need more of. Okay, so once you have that, if you're out there touring and gigging, whatever, I'm pretty sure you have enough common sense to know that even if you're doing that, it doesn't mean that your CDs will fly off the stage, that they will be sold at the back of the room. In fact, most musicians, the way they sell CDs is they say at the end of the gig, if you like the music, I have this CD, it's $25, and if you don't buy it, I don't eat tomorrow. That's typically the way a jazz musician does it. I'm not exactly sure how all the others do, but it's almost like a pity fest. It's like, if you don't buy my music, I'm not going to survive in this industry. That's not what people want to hear. What they want to hear is that your music is popular, and they want a piece of what's popular, and they want to have what they can't get. And so let me share a story with you about how I sold 422 CDs in 10 minutes flat at one show. This is number 4. Learn how to sell your music from the stage. And I have a formula that's going to help you. Try to remember that the stage and performing is your best opportunity to sell music. It's not the time to be shy about getting your music into the hands of other people. So here's the formula. Rule number 1, do not sell your music at the end of the show. That is the worst time to sell it. People got babysitters, they've got to get home, they've got other things to do, they want to go for dinner, they want to do whatever. And if you're thinking that they're going to hang out in some lineup and buy your music, that's not going to happen. So stop selling it at the end. So when are you going to sell it? Number 2 is sell it at intermission. And I mean, make an offer. Don't make a pitch. Don't sell. Make an offer. Here's how to make an offer. First thing you're going to do is you're going to raise your hand like this, and you're going to say, how many of you enjoyed the music in the first half? It's very unlikely that people are not going to raise their hands. They want to be supportive. They're going to put their hands up. And it's almost like they're buying into something when they raise their hand. It's like you're getting them to say yes. Okay? Then you say thank you. And then you say, well, that's great, because I just happen to have this CD, which includes 4 out of the 5 songs that I played from the first set. It's brand new, hot off the presses. You're absolutely going to love it. And this is the part that's going to sell. You do this. I also have this other CD from last year. It's a Juno nominated, whatever, blah, 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 award winning CD. And here's the problem. I've only got 100 of these new ones because it's brand new off the press. I'll probably have more at the next gig, but here I only have 100. And of course, make the number a reasonable number. If there's 20 people in the audience and you say you have 100 of them, then don't say that. Say you've got 10 of them. People always want what they can't have. It's fear of missing out, right? So I've got 100 of these. And if you buy this one in the next 10 minutes at intermission, I will send you away with this one absolutely free. Go. And that's all you have to do. And when I did that at one concert, people literally got up out of their seats and ran into the hallway. It was a 1,000-seat theater, I think 1,100. They literally got up, ran into the hallway, and I didn't have one person named Sally sitting at the sales table. I had 15 people. I had 5 of them stand in front of the sales table and act like they were buying. As the people go out, they don't know who was there first. They don't know these people from a hole in the wall. They're looking at activity. People want to be where something is happening. You ever walk down the street and you see somebody looking up and everybody goes and looks up? People want to be where the action is. So they ran out into the lobby. I've got 5 people in front of the table. As they joined the table, my 5 people moved around to the back to take orders. And people didn't buy 1 CD. They bought 5 because, well, it just happened to be Christmas time. So that was pretty cool. And they needed gifts. And every time they bought a CD, they got another one for absolutely free. Now, I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, I can't really afford to give away CDs. Yes, you can. It doesn't cost more than $6 or $7 to, print a CD, whatever. And the record label's paying for that if you're an independent or whatever. It's not going to cost you a lot. You want to get it into the hands of people and you want to make them raving fans. That's how to sell 422 CDs in 10 minutes flat to about 1,000 people. That's a very, very good conversion rate. It's like 42%. That's what I've got for you today. Do you need a record label to sell music? Well, if you're with a major label, yeah, that'd be great, but most people don't have that. If you're an independent, then this is the strategy you need. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a fairly new YouTube channel, and we'd be really grateful if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So we'll be adding about 5 videos a week, just like this one. The videos are mainly focused on technical skills development, recording tips, and even professional and business development for musicians like you who want some help from a professional musician like myself. So I've toured 17 different countries, made 8 albums, was signed to a really good label, and made a full-time living as a professional artist. So I know and I'm confident that I can be a great resource for you. Subscribe now, and I'll see you in another video.